Alright, I am late. The only excuse I have really is that I was in the bathroom and didn't pay attention to like how long I was away. So I'm sorry about that. That was kind of a dumb thing I did. Okay. I'll wait on that. Out because that always happens and I don't want it to. I want to do that. And 1 second. 1 second. Here, go here, and go here. Okay. Sorry about that. Like I said. Oh. And of course, I forgot to turn it back on. Switch to this input. There we go. All right. The last time, I'll wait. I'll wait for people to get on before I summarize. we'll go ahead and get started. People will jump on if they're able to. Okay, we've returned to Clark Field's residence, like you saw there, because last time, a couple of things. First of all, we entered the lodge, Ivar's lodge, or the lodge of Ivar's friends, whoever owns it. And we wandered about a bit in there and found our way down through the trap door. So if you enter the lodge, on the left is kind of like a bedroom in the lodge. I don't know how many people sleep there, but there's a bed. And in the corner, you pull up the rug, there's a trap door. And so apple cider gummies and apple cider vinegar gummies, and I have some in my teeth now. Not the smartest thing to do that on stream. Anyway, and so we went down the trap door and we started exploring around there, underground or in the basement. And there were, of course, several locked doors and things. There were some interesting figurines and masks and different various items that kind of bespoke more of a native culture, like a native African or maybe native South American or something culture. Or native North American culture too. You get the idea. And in the course of being down there, we had three, I guess, technically, kind of important encounters. So the first one was we went into a room where there was a cell. So we went into one room and there were two doors that were basically metal doors locked metal doors that had like a sliding shutter. So you slide the shutter open, you look through, and in one of them was empty, and we ended up finding Clark Field's coat and a key in the coat. The other one, we found somebody, and I don't remember if we ever figured out who it was. So if you're watching this after the stream or on the stream, if you just started or whatever, comment and let me know, because I don't remember. But we talked to this gentleman, and he clearly had gone a little bit crazy from probably different things that they had done and he had seen. And I'm trying to remember what clues he gave us from that encounter. Let me see. Dialogues. Mad prisoner. Let's just play this again.
Who's there? Who are you?
Me? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? The world is trembling, mate. It's trembling.
Trembling? You mean the earth tremors?
Tremors? Tremors! Tremors!
Are you okay? Is someone holding you prisoner here?
You? Did you come from the depths? From down there, huh? From that damn darkness?
What do you mean, depths?
Depths! Bowels of the earth! Unlit hell! Hell! Hell!
This place, what is it?
It's a link. It's a link! Ha! It's a link between what's above and what's below. Below, down there, in the depths. I've seen it. I've seen it, I tell you. See what's down there. Oh, and heard the sound.
This man, whoever he is too insane to help me.
Yeah. So that's the idea. He talked about something being in the depths below, down in hell, and that he thought we might have come from there as well, mistook us for something maybe coming out of the pit, which makes you think that something might be capable of being awoken and then drawn from the pit. Obviously not a good thing. Obviously a Lovecraftian thing. Okay, and then we also encountered Lothnolder. So he had, at the beginning of the game, we learned that he had escaped, right? And so we were looking for him. Well, we found him. We found Lothnolder. He apparently is also down there. So you had this initial hall where that prisoner was, the mad prisoner. And at the end of the hall, there was another door, and you open that door, you go into another area. Yeah, I think that's right. I think the prisoner was in the first hall. Anyway, you go to the second hall, and no, the prisoner was not in the second hall. It was the first hall. So you go to the first hall. There were some doors that were locked. There were some other things we found, like I said, like African-like artifacts or whatever. Then you had a door at the end. You go through there. Then about halfway down there on the left was that prisoner. No, he was in the first hall. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So across from the prisoner, in another room, this is the second point or important thing from that, was a room where there was an electrified prison cell. And when we turned off the electricity and then looked in the cell, there was a single crate that when you opened it was empty except for straw that had been used as cushion for whatever was inside. So the question then becomes, what was there? Why was it in a crate? And why was the crate behind an electrified, prison cell? Like, what, the cage? Why was the crate in a cage so that nobody could get to it? Like, what's so valuable about that crate, right? So that's a mystery. Then the third thing was at the end of the first hall, you go through a door, then you continue on to the end of the second hall, and you go through a door. When you go through that second hall's door, we basically entered blackness. And we thought we heard something, and then a voice started speaking with us, and in the course of things, at least we believe at this point, I would guess it's probably true, probably accurate, but don't know for sure, because we never saw him, but we heard and we believe we found Lothnolder. He was hiding, it sounded like, basically, in that dark area, that he had gotten in there and either couldn't find his way out or was there intentionally. But either way, he warned us after we had enough of a conversation that something might be coming and we needed to flee. Now, he had made it sound like something from the depths was coming, and I still probably think that's what he meant. But it also happened to coincide with something else. So as we left there and we started heading back, we heard somebody coming down the trap door. So we quickly ducked away into the room where the prisoner had been, except instead of course opening the prisoner's cell, we went into the cell across, and that's where we found Lothnolder's, or where we found Clark Field's coat and key and all that. Now, the conversation with Lothnolder basically told us some things about a coming doom and gave us some hints about the kinds of shenanigans that Ivar Bergen and his friends and Clark Field were all engaged in. So here's Nolder's conversation.
Leaving us so soon, Mr. Lorraine.
Who's there?
We're Mr. Lorraine.
Who do you think, Mr. Lorraine? Who did you come here looking for?
Are you Nolder?
Is that who you're looking for?
See? Didn't give us a clear
How do
answer.
you know my name?
I know more about you than you can imagine, Mr. Lorraine. A lot more.
You enjoy playing these games?
It's more than a game, Mr. Lorraine.
How do you know about me?
You'll have to find that out for yourself. Even if I told you now, you wouldn't believe me.
Hey, Silo,
What are you
welcome.
doing here?
Looking for the same thing as you. Remember, I'm a detective too.
Come out. Show yourself. He may have a weapon. I've got to be careful. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm unarmed.
You're afraid? You're wondering if I have a weapon, if I'm dangerous. Right now, that's the least of your worries. However, I assure you I'm unarmed.
This place. What is it?
Just one of the entrances to the underworld. Places like this have always existed, waiting to be found. Waiting for madness to arise.
What's he talking about? He's wasting time, trying to confuse me. But why? You are aware that you're a wanted murder suspect. It would be best for you if you cooperated. Stop this nonsense, man, and show yourself.
Be quiet. They can hear us, you know.
And that's when our warning that somebody was coming.
You'll see.
What are you talking about?
There's no time, Mr. Lorraine. You'll have to find out the rest on your own.
The rest of what?
They're coming. Leave now, before they catch you.
Madness. I could hear it in his voice. But there was something else there, too. Something that made me afraid. Afraid that he knew more of the truth than I did. Mr. Nolder! Mr. Nolder! Where are you? But I was too late. He was gone.
Yeah. And so that was a couple of things. First of all, we said, I'm looking for, or you said, like, we, Mr. Lorraine, said, are you Nolder? At the toward the beginning of the conversation, and he said, is that who you're looking for? And then down a little bit into the conversation, though, he does say, remember that I'm a detective too. So, the only detective besides ourselves that we know of is Nolder. So, that probably means it's Nolder. But again, he never technically officially said his name. So, but probably. It's probably Nolder. So, he was down at the end of that hall as well. So, then we ended up on the way back out, like I said, we heard people coming down the trapdoor, so we went into the side room where the mad prisoner had been. And in the cell across from him, we got inside. And, well, we got in the big room first, actually, and just kind of waited. And after a bit, the protagonist, our character, said, sounds like they're not around anymore. But I was in that room anyway, so I grabbed the candle. Because I thought, well, maybe I need the candle to see. I didn't realize I was going to use it there. I thought maybe I could take it with me or something. But instead, I temporarily picked it up. We went into that cell across from the mad prisoner, and that's where we found Clarkfield's coat and his key. And then, when leaving, we set the candle back down. So it's not an item in our inventory anymore. And so we left. And because we got a key from Clarkfield, we're here in Clarkfield's Manor again. Hopefully that key will unlock some other things. I did, however, right at the end of that encounter, we went back home, and slept in the bed because our character was tired, so we couldn't really do much. So we slept in the bed. We woke up and we left and went back a third time to the lodge. This time, the light was not on. So the first time we went there, There was no light on or anything. We wandered around for a bit, and then we finally had that confrontation in the hall. The guy gave us the key and, you know, was okay with us, like, said, you know, we played it off as if we belonged or something. So he didn't suspect anything, at least that's what we think. Or he suspected but didn't care, was trying to lead us in some direction, so gave us a key. Either way. So he gave us a key, so we left. So the second time we showed up, there was a light on upstairs, and we were like, oh, somebody's here. I got to be really quiet if I'm going to do this. And so we did all the stuff that I just talked about. And then we left again. We're tired. We're tired and a little bit frightened. We had kind of that screen doing this a little bit, making it, you know, swaying, making it look like he was drunk. But I think that's just their way of indicating he's tired and or like nervous. Anyway, so we went back at our place because of that condition we were in. We just slept, woke up, and then went back to the lodge again. And this third time, there was not anybody in the lodge, at least not that we know of. I didn't go back downstairs, I don't think. I'm pretty sure we got everything from down there, that as far as I could tell anyway. I might have actually very briefly gone back down the trapdoor. I don't remember now, but I don't think so. I didn't really intend to do much exploring down there in any case. And then I went from there back upstairs, and we ended up going on the way up to that upper room. I ended up finding on the ceiling, I saw some like kind of off-colored boards of wood, and so I used that hook that was on the pole, because that was the whole reason I was looking up was because we had this pole with a hook, which is normally used as a tool for gripping a loop on an attic door or some other door up above you and pulling it down so that you can access it. So I use that because that's what that normally is used for. So I suspected there might be something like that. And I thought, well, if this hook was found at the lodge, it's very strange that somebody would have a hook tool that belongs to something else, like in some other location, and bring it all the way over to the cabin. Why would they bring it all the way over to the cabin? So either that was an important clue to take it somewhere else, or we were supposed to use it there. Turns out we used it there. Got up into the attic, and we found some very interesting information about locations and symbols, some of the rituals that apparently are being performed, I guess. We didn't witness anybody performing them, but it sounded like people were going to use them. There was a telescope, and a telescope. And we were able to basically figure out in the distance where we wanted probably to go at some point in the relatively near future, but I don't know that we're there quite yet. And I think that was pretty much it. We also found a hidden panel on the wall in that attic area, and that had a page that we could read. I don't remember what the page was now, but we did the typical like trying to underline thing, and I don't think it did, but if that had any clues, then we would have found this, because I just did every single sentence. It wasn't very long. Anyway, so we're back here now in Clarkfield's mansion or residence, and we'll see where we go. I don't know what else we want necessarily. We do have, if I go here, I don't think we have a new location, right? Yeah, here's the cabin. Here's Clarkfield's residence. This is Lothnolder's office. This is our office, and this is our apartment or house. So there isn't really any... Oh, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean to go there. Whoopsies. Yes. I want to go here. That's where I want. Anyway, there's no new location. So we definitely have more work to do before moving forward. I would guess we're going to find something in here, especially since we have a key. that we didn't have before, so maybe that key goes to here, but we'll find out, I guess. Key to Clarkfield's old house. Wait, what is this then? Oh, this is the one. Key found in the jacket in the galleries of the cabin. Unlock this door. Key that I found in the cabin opens the door, so it really was Clarkfield's jacket. This might also open a door over here, by the way. Right? We had the door just on... So, sorry, let me go back out real fast. This door here is blocked. Something is leaning against it or whatever from the other side. So this over here is the other door to that room, and it was locked. Let's see if this will also open this door. It did. It looks like. Yep. So we have this, and we have that other room as well. I found a secret. Oh? What secret did I find? Just by virtue of unlocking the door? I guess. A glass object. Oh, but that's as far as our analysis goes. That was not very detailed, I'll be honest. I was expecting a little more detail than that when it did a description or something. But, oh, we found more. Okay, well, I'll look at the other area, I guess, when I come back out of here then. I didn't realize. I thought maybe something behind the curtain. I didn't know it was going to be another half of the room. Ooh, a pentagram on the floor. So Clarkfield was also doing some kind of ceremony or something here? That does not bode well. I thought he was kind of not an innocent bystander, right? He bought this house knowing some of the potential history and what the interested in kind of supernatural things and stuff, right? And he also did some investigation into his basement. So there's that too, but it's still, as far as this kind of cult-ish sort of stuff, or digging up the supernatural when you ought not to, or whatever, that kind of stuff all seems to be something that he kind of stumbled upon and wasn't really intentionally involved with, but did get more involved as he started freaking out about sounds in his well and stuff, is the idea I had. I don't know if that's right, but that's the impression I got. So, I can't do anything with this. Like, I don't get anything more. No hourglass or anything. So, I guess at least for now, that's not useful. Except that we can see that he was involved with stuff somehow, and probably not in a way that he should have been. A secret of using doors. Unlike certain games, our hero knows you need to open the door before going through. That's right. That's awesome. Look, Mom, I know how to open a door. Aren't I special? Yeah. Okay, so there's some drawings over here, and then there is the, let's, I guess, analyze this, either this drawing or I think it's going to be this drawing, or this flask. Probably this drawing, though, right? Yeah. There we go. It's this drawing. That eye symbol again. Remember, this is the same eye symbol we saw over at the cabin. So definitely a tie here. Not just the fact that Clarkfield had been there and that Clarkfield's jacket was there, because we knew through his journals that he had visited the cabin at least, right? But it's not just that. He was actually involved in some of the stuff they're doing at the cabin, right? We have this eye symbol. We have this spiral, right? So we've got several connections. He was definitely involved in this arcane, supernatural, cult religion, whatever it is, stuff going on. Can't do anything with it. So I don't know if this is just... I mean, since we found a secret, maybe this is just all kind of frosting on the cake, as it were, right? And not really important to completing the story and to learning what you need to learn to move forward. It might just be additional stuff to add flavor so that you have a better idea of things that were going on or whatever. I wonder what is the meaning of this drawing. Okay, so that's all the same pretty much. Looks like, so there is apparently some kind of weasel or something that apparently has a thumb sticking out of his ass, a large blade attached to like a candlestick handle or something, stabbing him in the back of his back leg, and apparently he poops out keys or something. I really don't know what any of this means. This is really interesting but strange. Okay. All right, that's the thing. That was here, so I guess there isn't anything in this middle to examine. This probably makes more sense as we find more things out. So even if this is a secret area and maybe not necessary for the rest, for like players to complete the rest of the story, this will probably be more meaningful as we go forward more in the story too. Like, oh, this thing here that we just saw or just read about or whatever ties to that drawing we saw in the secret area. That kind of thing is what I'm guessing. Rectangular patterns inside the circle must be to summon a math teacher. Geometry specifically, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to make for some of this stuff. It's cool, but I mean, what I mean by don't know what to make is I don't know what it means, right? Like how it works into other parts of the story. Okay, there's this. Oh, another book. Strange drawings and the writings are unreadable. This icon here is the one to back out, so we're not able to analyze any of this. If he says it's just strange drawings and he can't read anything, probably is not something we're going to get any information on, at least right now. It's modified. It's not quite the same, but this is kind of similar eye symbol. Some anatomy stuff going on. Musculature here in the face. Skeletal structure. Interesting. An analysis of hands for some reason. It's very interesting. I really would like to know. Mandragora. Mandragora, of course, is that plant that supposedly eats people. So it's kind of like a Venus flytrap, but like a mythological plant from certain lore in antiquity. Now, I'm not going to say that there don't exist any plants that could eat people. It's very possible there are somewhere in like a jungle somewhere that I just don't know about. But I'm just saying, like, this was a legend in some older cultures. Like, we're talking, 2, 3, 4,000 BC or whatever. Cultures had legends about these types of things. Especially things like in Africa, like Egyptian lore. I think there's some Ethiopian lore about something like that too. I can't remember. I might be confusing it with something else though. Maybe it's just more Middle Eastern. Not sure. Anyway, so we can't read this, but it is interesting. And like I said, these things could all make more sense later. We just can't tell right now, right? Okay, this all is going to be this book. Looks like somebody's playing Dungeons and Dragons is what this looks like. A bunch of dice with sides other than the standard 6-sided dice. Very, very interesting. This, I think, is also going to be the book, right? Yeah, it's just the book again. Okay. And I guess that's it in this area. So we have some hardcore Dungeons and Dragons gamers here, right? Who are like, they went so much into their campaign and their regular weekly playing or whatever, that they've made a big book with symbols and things. So when you come up to the castle gate of this, thingity thing, then you have to give the password, which is this symbol here, kind of stuff or whatever. Just kidding. I'm sure these are probably supposed to be gemstones or something. Probably not dice. I'm just joking. I actually play D&D sometimes, so I'm not ripping on D&D 2 in case anybody's wondering. Gamer is a gamer, right? I play board games, I play role-playing games, I play computer games. All right, what is this? This is another area. What's this? This drawing. These are the Saurian dudes that we saw before. Or we had statues of, right, before. And then this is their facial structure or something. No, these are some other creature, I think. So these are the ones we saw of the statue, then these are some other creature. These drawings look really frightening. Yeah, so these are the creatures that Clark Field described as being like the statues and the portrayals he saw when he went down in the well. We also saw a couple of these when we were down under the trap door over at the lodge or the cabin. This looks like some kind of possibly under Earth, I don't know if that's true though, race, right? Not human. Possibly something we'll encounter. It's hard to say for sure. Don't really know what to expect. Okay, anyway, we can't really, other than this, where he said they look frightening, otherwise we can't really analyze that. So I guess we're done with that. For the moment, at least. That was this drawing. Okay, let's see if we go over. So another drawing. Do we have any other items or anything? Doesn't look like it. Again, we got that eye symbol. Again, we have more bone, musculature. Analysis looks like this is the arm span of somebody. Maybe. Simple anatomical drawings, yeah. Okay. Can we analyze outside the window at all? No. Okay. So we have looked at this and not found anything. Or here. Here we found the book with unreadable writing and some, like I said, I'm guessing gemstones or something. Over here we have another couple of drawings and nothing else to examine. And when we go over here to we go this way one, and then we look left. There's the drawing of this weasel, marmot, whatever this is, and some other things going along with like a key, maybe a scepter or something of some kind. The thing with a handle, I'm not sure what that is supposed to be. And then, of course, here we have a large paper with a giant drawing of that eye symbol again. So that is interesting. All right, for now, we'll go back, I think, back out. Let's see what else we can examine in this side of the room. Yeah, see, this is... So it's not... I don't even think this is leaning against the door. It's just blocking it, right? They put... It's like Clark Field moved it not to block the door so much as just he wanted more storage space in here or something. So he said, well, I'm not going to come in through that door anyway. So he just put this bookcase there, or this set of shelves, or whatever this is, cabinet of some kind, here. But it happens to block, so presumably the door tries to open in. And it can't because this is in the way. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't look like somebody blocked it in the sense of, oh, keep the monster away so it doesn't kill us. I'm not saying that didn't happen. Could have. But it doesn't seem like it was like the monster's terrible, let's not let it eat us. So much as, I don't really have any room in here. What happens if I just do this? So. Another glass object. Okay. Excuse me. Can't really look at anything on these shelves. Almost almost like I kind of just have to ignore the books or the sets of shelves. Oh no, I can examine from this angle. Weird that you can't from the other, but that's fine. Okay, let's see. What could I... book and some urns, looks like, maybe? Let's do this first. What is this? Ah, Isaac Asimov! Interesting. So we're saying that Clark Field knew Isaac Asimov, the author? Mr. Asimov, I don't have very much information regarding the history of this house. Most of the information I have comes from some letters I found hidden in a secret compartment. I believe that they were written by one of the previous owners. The strange thing about these letters is that they were never sent to anyone, just kept in a secret place. Maybe they were only meant to be delivered under certain circumstances? I want to relate something that I discovered with the help of these letters. If you look down at the garden from the upper story windows, you can see... So you go to the upper story windows, you look down at the garden, okay. You can see that the low stone platforms and footpaths form a geometric pattern. This would be overlooked by the casual observer, and would only be apparent to someone possessing esoteric knowledge like ourselves. The low circular stone platforms are placed at each corner of the rectangular garden wall. The structures that connect these platforms to the house pass through the tall, neglected grass, looking like narrow stone footpaths when viewed at ground level. I was upset that it took me this much time to notice the shape, and only after I saw it did I realize why the garden walls were thicker than normal and their height so colossal. According to my research regarding the house, it was built in 1786 on the site of a strange pillared stone building that resembled Roman architecture. Okay, let's actually do some marking before we go too much further. Alright, so... probably not, but let's see if this... No, okay. Some letters found in a secret compartment. Written by one of the previous owners. They were never sent, just kept in a secret place. Okay. Okay. Low circular stone platforms are placed at each corner of the rectangular garden wall. Structures that connect these platforms to the house pass through the tall, neglected grass. Okay, so I don't think anything in these first two paragraphs. Let's move on. So I'll read the first sentence again, just so we don't get lost. According to my research regarding the house, it was built in 1786 on the site of a strange pillared stone building that resembled Roman architecture. Okay. This strange building was not a welcome sight for the local people, and they claimed that it befouled the surroundings. According to some written accounts, this ancient building was demolished and the foundations of the house were completed in secrecy during the night. There's no indication of who built the house or who lived there at the time. In 1895, so we're looking at 99 years later, it was bought by a German immigrant. In the winter of 1896, so the next year, he attempted to add new sections to the house and restore the older parts of it. The attempted renovations were not completed because of his abrupt departure from the house. Gee, that doesn't sound familiar at all. After this, the house remained empty for some time. That is all that I could learn about it. So, I guess... Okay. Okay, in 1895, bought by a German immigrant. Winter of 1896. Tried to add new sections to the house and restore older parts of it. Okay. The attempted renovations were not complete because of his abrupt departure from the house. After this, the house remained empty for some time. That's all I can learn about. Okay. There are some rumors about... Oh, you know what? Actually, give me 1 second. I'm just going to go get something to drink. I'll be back. And I thought about where I was wearing this earlier. My head's just really hot. It's like it holds all the heat on the top of my head. And I start sweating. Never used to have that issue with hats. I don't know what the deal is. And sometimes I don't still. It's just... Usually I don't, but sometimes I do. Anyway, I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, so continuing on. There are some rumors about this house. I want to mention some of them. According to one rumor, even though only one person lived in the house, some people claimed that they heard talking and the footsteps of more than one person. Others... So this is the previous tenant, not Clark Field, but a previous tenant, I think. Actually, it's J.O. So this may not even be Clark Field, right? Because it's addressed to Mr. Tolkien. Clark Field is not Mr. Token, nor is he J.O. I wonder if this is a letter from this J.O. person to the tenant before Clark Field, who was this Tolkien person. Maybe. Anyway. Okay, let's start it again. There are some rumors about this house. I want to mention some of them. According to one rumor, even though only one person lived in the house, some people claimed they heard talking and the footsteps of more than one person. I thought that might go to the delusions that he was like, is Clarkville also starting to go mad or something? Anyway, others claimed they saw fires burning accompanied by the sound of disgusting hymns. This rumor is fairly widespread. Okay, let's try that one as well. Okay. Another rumor is about the huge moths which have been seen outside the house during the summer solstice. We see moths inside, not outside, but we see those. He even pointed out at one point you can click on him and he says moths, but I guess that's nothing for this. Okay. There are other rumors about the huge creatures resembling giant moths that abduct newborn babies from their houses. I mean, okay, even if that's true, that's not going to be a clue for us. We haven't encountered anything like that. Folktales have always interested me, and I would be lying if I said that I am not afraid of the possible truth of these rumors. In my opinion, the most interesting rumor is the one stating that this house has always been owned by someone. It has always been occupied, it's never been empty. No one speaks openly about this rumor. It's obvious this topic makes people very afraid. Since there are things I cannot tell you in this letter, it would be much better for us to meet and talk face to face. I am the subsequent owner after that German immigrant, and I intend to continue the restoration process which he left unfinished. I plan to complete the renovation process in a few months, keeping true to the original design of the house. You know only too well why these types of places were built, why they must stand strong and firm to withstand the vicissitudes of time. Until we meet again, J.O. It's interesting that I'm not getting any thing. Whoops, that's not what I meant. I'm trying to redo that. Okay. I wonder. Again, given this is a secret area, maybe this stuff is just not, doesn't act like any of the other pages in the rest of the game so far, but I doubt that. I just think this is just, like I said, additional information that could be useful. Maybe for a special Steam achievement or something, I don't know, but... Okay. I am the subsequent owner after that German immigrant. J.O.? Mr. Asimov. Not Tolkien, Asimov. Sorry, my bad. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm kind of I've whittled down what seemed the more potentially obvious things, and now we're kind of in the weeds, as the saying goes, right? We're looking for stuff that is much less obvious, so... Winter of 1896. You tried that? No. Okay, the house was built in 1786 on the site of a strange pillared stone building. It resembled Roman architecture. The ancient building was demolished. Foundation of the house completed in secrecy during the night. Probably not something, but there being no indication of who built the house or lived there is a little strange, but it's almost like they're trying to keep it like something, some force or some person or something trying to keep it a secret, right? So like, oh, don't let anybody know. Yeah, I've done all these, I'm pretty sure. This is probably not a tie to Ivar, right? At all? No. Okay. See this? Low stone platforms and footpaths from a geometric pattern. I would have thought would give you something, but apparently that's not. By the way, Silhouette, given where you live, I hope everything is going well for you and you're staying safe. You're obviously not in the immediate area where things are happening, but you're in that region of the world, so watch out for yourself, man. I don't know. I guess we could come back to it. I right now can't seem to figure out. Okay. Disgusting discovery. Last night in the oldest settlement of Northwood, a disgusting discovery was made by the backyard or in the backyard of a house at 15 Wind Street. Okay. By Officer E. Forge of the Wellsmouth Police Department. After the discovery, Officer Forge told the press that he had heard a dim but sharp cry and noise coming from the backyard of the house. Sounded like a man falling to the ground. When the officer approached the backyard, he noticed numerous strange little mounds of earth. There was no one around, but some areas of the soil looked like they had been dug very recently. Oh! Dude! Bruh, we have that shovel with the wet mud on it, the wet soil on it, right? No, huh? Okay. When Officer Forge dug up one of the mounds with his bare hands, totally shocked to find a lot of small mammal carcasses and a human corpse, which had been recently exhumed from the hill burial ground. Ooh. The house was believed to be empty, but preliminary investigations proved to the contrary. In some rooms, a number of medical instruments were found. Police closed off the area for further investigation. I find it odd that this isn't showing anything. No, none of that he finds interesting, though. Strange, I would have thought. Since we've already seen that shovel. Or maybe it's not tied to that, I don't know. Ghouls again. 3 weeks after the previous attempt at the city cemetery, last night a new digger was again stopped by the cemetery watchman Gregor Thomas. Oh, whoops. That's not what I want. I was reading and I accidentally held down my mouse button when I was just trying to guide with the mouse. This time he was more cautious, trying to dig with the aid of a single candle in the dead of night. Had it not been for the barking of Gregor's dog, Buck, he would never have noticed. He would have never noticed his presence. Police have started an investigation. Huh. But we're not. Okay. We're not. It's like we're not taking notes on this or anything. Right? The underline isn't working. Is this. That's the same? Okay. Oh, hey, Cosmic, welcome. I hope you feel better soon. Hopefully the illness isn't too bad. Is it the bat herpes or is it something else? Okay, there's that. Anything on this side? Yeah, we can examine over here. Let's see this. Okay, this. Some kind of grinder. Like the app? No? Okay, good. Maybe not. It shouldn't be. Materia. As far as I know, materia means material in Latin, yeah. So these are just mean material of some kind. We don't know the nature of the material at all. These Lecathus. Oh, should be a hyphen. These Lecathus-like ceramics have metallic covers. Alright. I mean, the only other way to read it, I guess, would be these Lecathus, like ceramics, have, like, metal covers, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to intended to read it. And we cannot read this paper at all. So a grinder and then these ceramics, but not okay. I think that's it for that section. Is this the same? That is. Okay. Ooh, a knife? Can we do something with the knife? Alchemical objects, ancient books. Wouldn't have expected to find such objects here. Okay, that's all the same. Yeah, same. So that's probably all this area, but I'm also going to do this book just in case. Oh no, the book doesn't really unless I go high enough. Let's be the same, yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to zoom in there. I meant the edge of the desk, but that's interesting. I wouldn't have known you could zoom in here. Okay. Brother, with increasing anxiety, I realize that my special work and the items necessary for it are starting to attract attention. I am writing to warn you that your activities may be under a similar scrutiny. In the course of my recent investigations, I have started wandering around the most ancient and desolate cemeteries in the area. I feel curious eyes upon me, despite the fact that these places are desolate and far removed. If I were younger, I would show them the cost of such meddling. Alas, I am not a young man anymore. Those pursuing me are obviously part of an organized movement. I must refuse your heartfelt request. As you know, this house holds many secrets, and for this reason, I must remain here. I have emptied and demolished the small wooden shed in the backyard that served as a laboratory. or laboratory, if you say it that way. Hey, Fofox, welcome. All of the things that shouldn't be seen in the light of day have been buried far away from here. During the dead of night, I brought all of my lab instruments inside and placed them in a room of the house. This will be more secure and will attract less attention. I plan to keep all of the curtains closed, although that may attract even more attention. You are doing similar research and should take the same precautions. Take care, J.O. Alright, let's see. So he... Those pursuing me are obviously part of an organized movement. I doubt that's something that means something to us. Yeah, but check it just in case. Talk about the demolishing or destruction of the laboratory shed earlier? No? Okay. All of the things that shouldn't be seen in the light of day have been buried far away from here. During the dead of night, I brought all of my lab instruments inside and placed them in a room. The house, that would be this room, right? Doing similar research? What research are they doing, though? Is it just into maybe how to open a portal or something, or is there something else here? Well, so far, I'm... What is this? 0 for 3? Nothing's highlighting when I underline and then submit. Well, I'm glad the heat's working for you again, at least for now, and obviously life happens, so I don't... It's no skin off my nose, or nobody should feel badly about missing entirely, or even being late to a stream or something, of course. Again, I'm not saying that every page or thing we find needs to be able to give us clues, but that's 3 now. That is a little strange. We usually find something more interesting more quickly. These goblins worshipping or something? Looks like it. And then... Okay. So interesting, but I don't know what we do with this. Can I, if I do this, and then this? No. Right click does not open this up. Yeah, okay. So I guess not. I mean, I guess just keep looking around for other possible clues, right? Here's another one of these pentagrams or whatever, right? These signs look like letters to me. If so, I've never seen such an alphabet. Excuse me. Whoops. There is some kind of dust in this pot which resembles a big urn. I do not want to predict what's inside. You're not excited to open the burned remains of somebody who really shouldn't have died, but probably did because they got too close to what you were doing or something? Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, definitely. What is this smoke? It's terrible. I can't stand it. Yeah, I'm not getting any additional interactions, so I don't know. I mean, can I even put the cork back? Probably not, right? Doesn't look like it. Oh, when I see, I just back out and then that goes back on. Interesting, but probably not in any kind of a good way. Chains, chains. A very strong looking rusty chain. I can't think of where this would be used currently with what we know. If this were over in the cabin, like Ivar's cabin, maybe you could say, oh, well, that prisoner, that mad prisoner, for example, maybe this was for, something to, like, let the prisoners out of their cells temporarily, but to hook up something like this, and then do stuff with them, try to get them to talk, or whatever it was you might do. But even if that's true, I don't, this doesn't seem long enough to really have much point. I mean, there's probably some reason, but all right, I'll probably have to go use the bathroom in 10 minutes or something because of that, but we'll see. And then there's this, so this is the thing that blocks the door in the living room. That's all he says about that. Okay. I mean, I guess. You're not going to try to open the doors or anything? No, nothing? All right, then. Very strong looking rusty chain. That's just chain again, yeah. Don't know what really else there might be. Maybe we come back to this in a little bit. Now that we've unlocked it, we can, of course, just come in here again and again if we need to. I mean, unless the game somehow moves us on in some kind of a scene or whatever, and then we don't have a choice. We have to stay away. But unless that's true. Ah. So this is... What is this? It's not a hall. There are additional doors. So it kind of is a hall. It's weird. Yeah, it's like a short intermediate or in-between hall or something. Very strange. More like we saw before elsewhere, more like kind of demonic or creepy, supernatural something or other paintings. I think pictures depict ghouls rather than goblins. It's a hanging platform with the first picture and corpse under the table at the second. Yeah. Yeah, they could be ghouls. I mean, we don't have a lot of context to go on, right? We just see they're clearly either not human or are modified humans or something, right? Like corrupted over time. Kind of like the elves in Tolkien or something is kind of what I'm... Or not the goblins in Tolkien or something. It's what I'm thinking of in terms of like corrupted or something. But I'm not saying that they are those. I'm just saying, they look like either they once were human but are no longer human, or that they're something entirely different. Like possibly ghouls or something, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay. More of these, basically like indicators that whoever the subjects of in the paintings, whoever they may be, have encountered terrible evils that either directly threatened them or at least they were scared of. And then, of course, this is some kind of ceremony, I guess. I don't know about a parade, but some kind of a gathering. Or, yeah, I mean, a ceremony makes the most sense, I would guess. And as usual, nothing really to do with the picture on the wall, other than just examine it closely. But no interactions or anything. Okay, and then this one is what you see when driving and a raven comes and hits you in the face. Or something. It's probably, I'm sure that's the name of that one. Not, like I said, other than the pictures of nefarious or dangerous or whatever things going on in the background and possibly being involved in some dark ceremony or something, I'm not really seeing anything connecting the paintings. They all just seem to be, paintings of some gruesome scenes of some one type or another. Oh, we have most definitely not been in this room. Oh, it's like a dining chamber of some kind. Interesting. If we had a map in this game, I'd be interested to see where on the map we are in relation to other rooms. But from what I gather, I would assume, let me go back out here for a second. Okay, I would assume, so this is this door, right? Think. Yeah, I assume the end of this hall matches with the end of the hall next door, which means that we go through that door at the end of that outer hall and go down a little bit and over and then start, doing that descent down to the well. So this here ends sooner than that extension, because the halls I think end at the same place, but that has a door and you continue to go farther. So that goes a little bit more, which means also we're to the side. So it means, yeah, going out this way. How would that work? Let me think. So we entered the hall here, right? We go through this door. We enter this room, which kind of stretches this way. Right, but so it stretches out this way, but there's a door going up this way a little bit. That was the hall. I think this probably is just past. So on that other hall, you go through the door at the end and then start going down. I think where that wall stops, I think this is probably just past that wall, or maybe not quite far enough to get to that area. I'm not quite sure which one that is. Interesting anyway. Okay. Not that it matters, but I'm trying to, in my brain, orient where things are, like how they are in relation to each other. More scary stuff, not surprising. Oh yeah, and then of course nothing images or anything, right? Yeah, I don't think there's anything there. She'll name that painting with joyful people as Happy Dance. I mean, at least you didn't rip off the movie and call it Happy Feet, right? That I would have been upset with you in that case. I like the movie, but I'd be upset with you for plagiarizing. Can't really look down enough to, at least from here, to analyze that fireplace. So you probably have to move down one and then turn to the right to examine those. And I can't see much more over there. And this doesn't let me go. Oh, it does. I can do that. Let's do this. Gunshots in the Northwood Forest. 2 days ago, at about 2:45 a.m., a forester named Herman Greel, 59 years old, reported that he heard some cries and gunshots, which came from the depths of the Northwood Forest. Herman said he was surprised because the gunshots sounded like they came from older model rifles. He added that no hunting takes place in that area, and even if it did, those sounds were too violent and rapid to be from hunting. They sounded more like an armed conflict. Interesting. Now, is that an exchange of gunfire, or is that maybe a bunch of gunfire in one direction because somebody's scared of something that's coming after them or something? I don't know. It's an interesting question. I'm not really sure. Okay. Local police could not find anything during their examination. So if I do, probably not there. Cries and gunshots which came from the depths. Herman said he was surprised. Probably not useful, but let's do that. Yeah, no, okay. Okay, don't know about that. Doesn't seem to be all that much. Doesn't really seem to be helping us either. The coming eclipse. Shortly there will be an eclipse of the sun. We see the reflections of this event on television and in newspapers and magazines every day. But I don't want to talk about the scientific nature of this event here. I want to deal with the ridiculous claims of some esoteric groups who are keeping the press busy lately. A lot of esoteric groups are starting to whip the coming eclipse as a sign, are starting to worship the coming eclipse as a sign from their unmentionable god, whose coming some of them have started to prophesy together with some esoteric ideas and with secret meetings. It seems that the authorities do not take this situation seriously. However, it is obvious that these people have psychological problems and they are in need of immediate medical care. This situation is becoming more and more serious and worrying, and I hope that the darkness that these people sink into will last only a short time as the darkness that will be created by the coming eclipse. I'm not sure. Esoteric ideas and secret meetings like the Lodge, maybe? Maybe not. So the situation is becoming more and more serious and worrying. I hope that the darkness that these people sink into will last only a short time, as the darkness that will be created by the coming eclipse. Yeah, so nothing. This looks charming. Is that this or something else? I don't know. Yeah, it's the same. Something is charming. Maybe this, probably this. I would guess the back of a chair is probably not terribly charming looking to people, but I don't know. Okay. No, I don't really see anything in the curtains or whatever else is over there. Okay. Move this way more. There's not really anything on the table from this angle, at least. Not until you get way down there, and then the other side would have obviously been the place where you really would want to examine that anyway, and we already have, so. So I can't interact with anything here right now? There are a lot of these, like, not exactly that, but kind of tassel-like things or some such. I can't do anything with. Okay. I mean, it's strange, I guess, and maybe that's what we're thinking is it's just strange, and so we'll just leave it or something. I don't know. Okay. Let's see what the next room might be. Ah. Yeah. So this is a single room. So that, I think the back wall here, okay, I think we went in there, we went across and then through. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to stop trying to figure it out. I could probably figure it out, but it's probably just a waste of time anyway. I know I can go through this door and then that door and then that door, so it's not that big of a deal. This, I think, is similar either to the little statue that's in the upstairs library that we could open and then had the little door in the bottom of it where there once upon a time was an item of some kind, or I'm trying to remember if we saw something like this at the cabin, right? We went to the one, right after we came down the trapdoor and we started going down the hall. The first area on the right had statues with those kind of saurian head humanoid things. And then we went to the end of that short, very, very short hall. And on the right was that cabinet that had a bunch of masks and stuff. And I think there was something along these lines there too. I can't open it. It's stuck. Do I have... I think I picked up... Might be mixing up my games. Did I pick up a screwdriver or something along those lines? I have the paintbrush. It's not gonna... Try to pry it with the handle of the paintbrush? Or worse, the bristles? It's not gonna work, right? I'm pretty sure I found some object, but maybe not. We find something in the attic in the lodge? No, right? No. Or at least not something I could have taken with me. Because otherwise I should have it in my inventory. Okay, I guess we don't have anything right now. Alright. Maybe at some point we'll find something. Yeah, so Fofox, since you had missed, okay, what is the last thing before tonight, what you've seen so far? What's the last thing you remember, Fofox? I'll try to give you a summary so that you're caught up. Do that while I stretch a little bit. With the situation in the world these days, I work pretty much all the time from home now. Like the company I work for, they have a policy now. You can just always work from home if you want. At least unless they change the policy at some point in the future. But for the time being, I mean, they announced that it was their new policy only like a couple months ago. So for a while, it's probably going to be true. Anyway, so because I always work from home, it's kind of nice in some ways, but it also means that I don't tend to get up and stretch as much as I should. I don't get the exercise as much as I should. You know, those kinds of things. So I have to be careful to make sure that I am exercising, that I'm making a point of leaving my place and going out into the world, and like whether it's driving around or walking or whatever it is. Anyway. So, because if I'm sitting here like all day kind of a thing, then what tends to happen is I tend to get kind of, what's the right word? Not cramped. But anyway, I get where I feel like I need to stretch. All right, anyway, so we don't have something for that. Let me see what else is here. Can't look all the way up, so I assume there's nothing on the ceiling. Otherwise, what would be the point if you can't actually access it? Okay, let's proceed into the room some. Not going to analyze that painting, I guess. We can't move the mouse pointer down far enough to do so. Another clock. Is this is stopped at a different time? Is that right? Or is that 5 of 2? Or, well, no, what was the time? The time was 5 of 10, wasn't it? Like 9:55? I don't know how to read this exactly, but I think this is 12 o'clock up where my mouse pointer is. If I can get it not to move. Here. That's basically 12 o'clock, which would mean that the hour hand over here, like I guess this short one on the left side, would be pointing to 9, and that would be like 9:05 or something. I don't know what the point of being able to move into this farther is if you can't examine things here. Okay, so I'm almost certainly missing something, because otherwise I don't think I can come this far in. What? Not even going to be able to go look at that wardrobe or something behind, or the set of drawers. I don't know. I don't know what... Clearly there is something going on. This should be the same, right? Move me, yeah, in that direction. Yep. You want to make sure in case there were maybe 2 routes. One arrow click would take you in one direction, another would take you in another direction. But I guess no. Yeah, I think so. I guess. I mean, I don't know why you proceed farther in. That is a little strange, but I get it. It is what it is, I guess. But I think the primary purpose of this whole area even is to get in there. So I need to find some kind of a screwdriver or some such to be able to pry that open. And I'm trying to recall where... You might have one. Go upstairs again. I don't... There were tools, so not in the well itself, but in that room just before the well, where there's kind of that workbench that has stuff. They just said messy, though, when I clicked on the table before. Unless that's changed. I don't think we could really examine that. And there were some jars that didn't really give us anything either. Yeah, I don't feel like there's a tool in there. Don't have anything at our apartment, or at Lothnolder's office, or our office. I don't know. Upstairs, the only thing I could think of, maybe. And even that's kind of questionable, because I don't know... Can't think of a tool or something to pry that other thing open. I can't think of anything in the bedroom, or the study, or anything that had a tool of that kind. I'll be right back. I use the bathroom. No. Let's go back to the bedroom again, and then the study again. See what more we can get one of those ways. You know what? I just had a thought. Since we did read it, I doubt it's going to be different, but it's worth a try. Since we did read in the secret room, I think it was, or whatever, we did read the account, or maybe it was that other room we were just... Anyway, we read the account of somebody digging up in an area. Let me see if there's anything more with this shovel here. This shovel has seemed sus to me since we first found it. Like, randomly you describe, hey, there's a shovel with some stuff. Yeah, wet soil on the shovel, right? That seems super sus, but apparently it doesn't do anything more. Yeah, and I don't remember there being a tool or anything in here. Screwdriver or anything along those lines. Oh, what is this? Stained piece of fabric, that's right. Kind of slimy substance on it, yeah. That's right, I do remember that now. Here he just says messy. Plus, I don't see, just kind of, well, let's go forward one so you can see more closely. But yeah, see, I don't see anything here that remotely resembles a screwdriver or even a pair of scissors or something that you could stick and use to pry anything open. I don't see anything that'll work that way. Yeah, Rue and Harmal is basically spices and that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay, I don't know. And again, we cannot look at the pickaxe. We cannot get, I mean, those are just boards, I guess. We wouldn't want those anyway, but we can't look on the ground more closely for anything. Okay, so nothing new with the shovel. So I guess let's stick with the plan I had before, which is go back upstairs and see if there's Oh, it did show up here though, right? So I could say maybe analyze the secret or something. Let's see. Secret area or found a secret or something. Dialogues. What are these again? I don't even remember what those are. Let's remove them from the panel. That and the shovel? Did I already try this one? I don't know if I did. No, doesn't make sense. Okay. I don't know. Okay, well, I don't think right now we got something that will... Yeah, did I miss anything other than that generic... I mean, I didn't miss it, but... Did I miss anything? There's the generic description. Is there anything more? I don't think... Same, yeah. Okay, no. That's... Yeah, here it is. 5 of 7. So 6:55 p.m. or a.m., whichever. And the other time seemed to be something like 9:05. Because it was basically the hour hand looked like this, and the other one was like that. That doesn't... I think in no world does that translate into, because as the 9 goes back a couple hours to get to the 7, this would come over to like, oh, maybe it is the same time then, 7:55 or 6:55. If 9, if the hour hand was 9 from what, or I thought it was 9, but it actually was pointing at 7, then that would be down 2, which means the 05 would come back to the 55. Oh, maybe that is the same. Interesting. Does not get us any closer to some kind of a tool, however. Is this the... No, this is the... Yeah, this is the bathroom. It's the other one. Thought this was wrong. I do remember coming through this. I just couldn't remember what was behind that one. That's a bathroom. I forgot about that. Over here. Moths. I mean, not that it's an important clue even, but I do find it interesting that we read something about moths, right? That people talked about, like, moths being a problem, and even the moth creatures, what moth humanoids or whatever it was, but, you know, human moth hybrid, whatever the frick that was supposed to be, monster moths. But not talking about those, but just moths in general, like people noticing a lot of moths and stuff. We've read that now, and we come back here and he still goes moths. You're not drawing the connection that these things, not that it's an important clue, but it's still kind of, I would like to see, I guess, in this game, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really, really enjoying the game, but I'd like to see more kind of post-event or information changes in dialogue and stuff. Not that it reveals something new, but something like where when we first came here and he looked at it, he goes moths. So then after we read that, some variable is stored in the programming. So then we can go, when we come back to the moths again later and we click again, he goes, hadn't really thought about it before, but people talked about seeing a lot of moths lately, right? That kind of programming thing would just add a nice touch It wouldn't be a lot. You wouldn't have to do like new graphics or anything, right? All you would have to do is store a single variable, and if that variable is present, instead of just saying mods, you say this other thing where he talks about more information, right? It's not almost anything. It'd be like 2 kilobytes or something of space, like really super small. But, you know, whatever. And he sees more mods here too, and he doesn't say anything. Not that he needs to. This is much more minor. I don't care about that really, but the whole I have more information, but I still act like I don't have the information or don't care about it or whatever stuff is a little bit like not frustrating. It's not. That's wrong. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it's a little bit of a lost opportunity, I guess, is what I'm saying, for some more immersion in the game, right? Because you're doing the investigation as if you were the protagonist, right? So if that's what we're doing, we're pretending to be a detective, then we should be a little, I would think, more analytically minded about things. Oh, these connects that I hadn't really realized before because I didn't have the information before, or whatever. That isn't seeming to be a thing, so alas. But I'm not seeing anything new in here. I already tried this. Yeah, this is one I just couldn't open, period, right? It's not, there's missing a key. I didn't get any even attempt, like no icon or anything to even try to open that. Okay. I don't think we'll find anything more in the bedroom. Of course, I have my doubts that we're going to find anything new in the study across the way either, but wardrobe is locked. Can I use the special key? Special key. So it's not a breakfast cereal, but anyway. 2 keys. Yeah, but those are going to be both for the cabin, right? The other key got consumed. So unlocking those 2 doors means that we're done with that key. We don't have it anymore, apparently. That's unfortunate. It would have been nice to potentially use it for more areas. Okay, remind me what's in here. Nothing on this bottom drawer. Thought there was one thing in here, but maybe not. Maybe this is just he has clothes. I guess it's just decorative something or other. In game terms, right? In terms of what we can actually do ourselves or whatever. Can't examine this side, and this side also no? Yeah, so we're not going to do anything with that suitcase or whatever that is. It looks like a suitcase to me. Study again. But there, I mean, that's the thing. There's no screwdriver or anything that I should be able to use. I don't remember seeing anything like that when we were here before. Do I have any? I looked already, right? I don't have anything on me that I could use. I mean, you could technically, I don't think the game will let me, right? But technically, you could take something like a key, like from a car key or something, and try to pop something open. But I don't think that's going to be the thing, right? I'm pretty sure that's more solidly shut and or requires a key of some kind to get it open. There's nothing new here. Seeing anything. This is cool, seeing the reflection. It would be nice if either there were a jump scare here, that'd be kind of fun, or if there was something more useful here, but I'm not seeing. I don't know. Well, if you guys have an idea about something I can use to try to pry that open or something, then I'm all ears. But I don't, at this point, seem to recall seeing anything. See, there's a screwdriver here. I knew this, but like we can't access it, right? I can't even try. It's the game's like, and there's an object you need to pry a door open on, but what's your point with clicking on the screwdriver? It's not like you pry things open with screwdrivers in real life. Paint lids, you know, whatever, but okay. And also not from this angle. This is even closer to the screwdriver, I think. At least the same distance, if not closer. Yeah, no. No. Nothing there. We can never do anything with this. Nothing interacts over here, except for the pictures, I think. If memory serves, there's nothing else that I can use. I go back over here one and then left. Also no, right? Yeah. Not seeing. What? There wasn't anything in this secret room, right? I am not seeing anything small enough and solid enough that I can interact with for doing that. So I go over here, examine this, then I can't then do anything with a knife, which is the only thing here that is even remotely close to something you could use to pry that open. And I don't even know if we're supposed to pry it, right? It's very, very possible we need an actual key of some kind, but I don't know that that's true either. Okay, I looked at the stuff on top. Let's make sure I'm not missing something on the floor. There's, of course, the symbol, but that's it. And he doesn't, in this particular case, he doesn't even say anything about the symbol. Now, the other room he does, but, or the other side of the room, on the across from the curtain. If I go over here, he'll say something about it. Oh, I've got one more. Then he'll say something about it when I'm close again. Here. But I don't, again, see an item of any kind that I can use to open that. I do feel like we probably need to open that. I also feel like there's still some significance with that shovel. I just don't know what it is yet. It seems pretty clear to me that there's something with that shovel that's important. We keep seeing things about like digging up. Like there's the tombs that we're digging up, and then those guys were digging up bodies in the cemetery or whatever that was, right? There's got to be something with digging, and that shovel. Why would you have the shovel say that there was fresh soil on it or wet soil on it if that's not important? Why wouldn't you just say, shovel hasn't been used in a while? No, it's been used in a while, right? It's been used recently. It's kind of an important thing. goes through the doors again. Strange. So we're here. We look here. There's this kind of cloverleaf picture frame or something behind the lantern. When we come over here, it's like on the other side. It's like moving. It's like Robin Hood Men in Tights. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. Maybe not. A lot of people have not, of course, I'm sure. But there's a movie called Robin Hood Men in Tights where there is a guy that's playing the evil sheriff of Nottingham. But his name, I think, is the Sheriff of Rottingham, I think is his name, actually, in the movie. Anyway, he has this mole, and the mole each scene, the mole keeps showing up at a different spot on his face. It's kind of an in-joke, intentional for people to notice it and stuff. Anyway, this is kind of that clover leaf is just like, oh, I'm totally, I don't know what you're talking about. I was here this whole time. No, you weren't. You really weren't. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not finding an item, though, that I could use. Is there brain stuff I can brain here and figure out? People are looking for the crypt. Try this maybe with the shovel? If I do that, and this? Shovel with wet mud on it. Tombs, William Poor's. Doctor, change medicine. Probably not, right? Yeah. I feel like these probably, some combination of these with maybe something else that I don't have yet, are probably important. Yeah. Seriously. I mean, we kind of do. Right, that's, you know, your memory recall or whatever. But I mean, yeah, it's not. Now, in fairness, I do believe the people who are real life detectives, whether it's police or private or whatever, have their brains work in a very special way where they can review and analyze even the most minute details, and we don't know. That the rest of us might not notice, right? Because I'm spilling liquid from my drink because I shook this while this was open, like a smart person. Right. Give me a second here to try to clean this up, at least somewhat. But yeah, I don't. I don't think I'm even remotely close to their skill level to figure that kind of stuff out, let alone like having the brain to function the way that they do. I am analytical. I actually am, but like IRL, but not in the same way. I don't, not in the way that they would need. So, all right. So I guess right now, no. I guess right now we're not gonna get something from that. Boy, I don't. Our office, Lothnolder's office. I can't think of anything in either of those places. Going back to our place, we don't have anything like what we would need to pry open or to open that other thing, right? But here is another one, right? This is the other one. This is the one that we had already been opened in the past, right? What is it? He does say somewhere, he does talk about opening that, right? Does he say what he used? I thought he said he used a screwdriver. Did he not? Let's see. Okay, no. Whoops. Cemetery, forest, by the dig in my cellar. That talks about dropping the or using a flashlight, and then we later learn from his journals that he dropped it, or threw it. Bedroom in the well. I was pretty sure that he said something. Maybe it's not there. Is it in one of his journals? I'm pretty sure he said something about 3, 2, 1. Oh, let's see. This is where he talks about finding the house and being inspired by it. And I had to have it. This is where he talks about that somewhat. It's too bad I can't do a find on the page or something with this game, right? This all is just restoring the house, potentially. Society, books, tomes, sources. If you see something about that little small statue or something that he says, then let me know if you notice something. Like if I miss it, but you see it on the screen. Antique furniture. Oh, here we go. Found one carved wooden statue. Strange well-like dig. Oh. I don't think that's right. But that is kind of. Notice forehand, brought this house abroad, room oddly, blah, blah, blah. Contrast, room lighting, cold draft, the flashlight, and he threw a few wooden blocks down but never heard the bottom of the well, basically. Room. So this is that whole experience when he... Here we go. Carved wooden statue, complete enigma. No idea what it depicts. Whenever I hold it, due to reasons I can't comprehend, I feel that it's very ancient. Carved smoothly from a species of tree that I don't recognize. Contains a secret compartment. I think that I unintentionally did something because it opened by itself. Or maybe it's already open. Oh. So he did something unintentionally and it opened. Oddly enough, I felt that it had once stored something very precious. In addition, a beautiful yet subtle smell is dispersing from within the secret compartment. Can't tell what it is, but some type of incense. So it opened on its own, and that one downstairs did not. Or not downstairs. Well, yeah. Downstairs and in that new area we unlocked did not open. So if this one opened on its own, then obviously there's something we do, whatever that is, that eventually will... Well, it might not even do that in this game, right? But potentially could cause that to open in this game. Pot looks authentic, but that's it. You're not going to give me an analysis of the plant or whatever coming out of that yet. So maybe that's it. Maybe we don't actually get to try to open it. Maybe it'll just open on its own. Possible. Hard to say for sure. I did these drawers, right? Before you had nothing. Just the glass case. And then he says, basically, that it's, you know, he doesn't know what was there, but it's empty now. Okay, well, I am now a little bit, not stuck is not the right word, but I'm a little bit slowed down, right, as I'm trying to figure out what the next thing could be. I've tried what I can think of for analysis with as far as that shovel goes. Didn't get anything that way. We have a wooden statue that apparently will open on its own, so we don't, I guess, don't try to find anything to open it ourselves manually. There is that. Wait. No, because it didn't stay open though. Dang it. I was thinking we might, in that secret area, right? So this over here, I'll show you really fast. Where I mean. So the secret area we found in here, right? Basically, we can't go through here, of course, but on the other side of the doors, there's that one wardrobe or whatever, right? And then very close to that, there's that big pot. We popped open the cork, and the smells were coming out, and kind of the gas stuff. But as soon as we backed out, right, we used that back arrow to back out away from it, he immediately corked it again. So that doesn't work. I was thinking if we could open that, leave that open, and then we go over to the wooden carved statue that is currently shut, that has the bottom shut, maybe the bottom at that point opens, because he did mention the smell coming from the statue, but I don't think it's going to be a thing, at least not as far as this thing goes. I don't know. Well, fair amount to think about. I don't want to stay playing this too late today because I do plan on streaming tomorrow afternoon again. So about approximately just under 15 minutes less than 11 hours from now. So 10 hours, 45 minutes from now, we'll be streaming again. So if you are able to and want to make that, that will be available. And quit. All right. So, thanks for joining me tonight. Made some decent progress. I mean, I've now gotten stumped a little bit. I have to figure out what the next thing to do is, but we did make a decent amount of progress. So not too bad. All right. So like I said, a little less than 11 hours from now, I'll be streaming again if you can make that and want to. Otherwise, tomorrow night, same time as usual, I'll be doing Resident Evil Village. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun. Faux Fox and Cosmic and Silwell, thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Until next time. Peace.
More spider.
His freaking boy.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad.